Will we see is the question. Imperial only need this map, and then they are through at least to a 2-2 record. They're not going to get eliminated. Anyway, moving on to the pistol round.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tough slog for either of these teams.
Yeah.
Whoever's going to go through, right? You're into the 2-2, then that's another battle. You got to get the 3-2 here. It's a real slog to survive, to fight on through. It's a tough road being a team here in the Americas, road to Rio. We don't make it easy for you. But let's see if Imperial are up to the task here, John.
I mean, honestly, they have been quite a bit. Infer in particular. Oh, we'll talk about it after. Is going to get into the action here.
No, we got some time. We got some time.
Okay.
We just took apartments control. All good, John. All good. A little bit of a poke down banana, but doesn't see anything. You're good. Tell a story,
cool.
John.
Yeah, no, I mean, the panel was acting like, oh, Fur's back, but he's been back the entire time. He's been solid. I mean, he's got 107.4 ADR. He came into this one leading the team at 91 ADR. So, I mean, with 26 frags, he has been a very strong player. I know they were just being a little memey at times, but it's fine. Honestly, he's been so very good for Imperial, and he continues to be here. He's going to be an important piece in this match, and here goes the action. Maluk is going to get 3! Chelo, Bolts, and Fur go down by the wayside, and he's got the 4K, a complete shutdown here at Banana.
A pistol god Maluk rearing his head. He was slow to start on Mirage, but you and I were talking about in the break. We've seen a CT side Maluk do some pretty incredible things. He is a player who, once you get that scope in his hands, he thrives in this particular map.
Yes. I mean, we'll have to see if it comes to fruition here. Just on the pistol round there, he does already show that he's feeling very comfortable playing that position towards Banana. Have to wait a little bit longer to see the op, of course, but he is immediately going to upgrade to the A1S with all that money that he built up with the 4K. Asa, now here towards Banana. He's got mobs by his side. And Maluk going to that more familiar position, Mike, towards top mid.
Up. Look at this boost up peering over the smoke, seeing if someone was going to try and get a little bit close. I like the idea. I like the creativity there. Just with the Glocks, though. Not a whole lot to be showing for it. And with control down the deep of Banana, TeamOne, pretty confident that it's headed this way. And indeed it is. That's, well, all good. All good. Don't worry, TRK. No one saw that. No one was watching. Turn off the stream. No one saw that.
It's all good. TRK. Doesn't matter at all, Mike. I mean, the rest of his team took care of business. You can forget about that completely.
Yeah.
And jump into this one. Hey, he's got the A1S now, so all is good.
Maluk's got 7 kills already. That's all I'm saying.
It's Inferno. Inferno Maluk.
I'm just telling this story to everyone who hasn't been watching a ton of TeamOne recently. We recently watched Maluk drop 25 kills in 1 half on this particular CT shot. I'm just saying, don't be shocked. I warned you. Maluk's taking over this first half at the very least.
All right. A little early to call that,
I'm calling
Mike.
it.
A little
calling
early.
my shot.
We're
I'm pointing into the outfield
in.
here. And I got a bat with Maluk's name on it.
All right, let's see if he's up to the challenge again here up against the AKs. Does tag first shoulder. He gets down to 74, but no. Fur. Another entry. That's a headshot onto Maluk, and he certainly might have. Chelo, though, is going to get taken down to the ground by TRK, so a good trade. And they hang on to control of bracket.
There we go. That's the hold. That's the important thing. You know, Maluk's spirit lives on in that situation. But as it is, Imperial's going to put a beat into this.
Yep.
Certainly got a lot of spirit. But they haven't gotten a lot of fragging in these first couple of rounds. So having found one pick, having found an opener here, they want to press that space. They're coming back towards the divider. They're coming back towards the bracket. And as Pesadelo moves off, it might just be the right read. He's not too far distant. But they're going to do the 2-2. They're going to play split. There's a lot of vulnerability here and pressure on the TRK in the pit. There's only so much IDK can be expected to do, especially if they wrap Arch. It's really going to be about this rifle. What can TRK accomplish? They're making their way in towards Moto. No rotators are even close at hand.
22 seconds.
Time is so short. If that bomb gets dropped, it could be a catastrophe. You're absolutely right. There's the graveyard player down. The bomb down and dusted. IDK buying time, but not quite enough. The bomb will be planted. We'll have a 2-on-2. It'll be the retake. There's a smoke here for Fur. There's a couple of flashes for TeamOne, and they do have the kit, but it's all going to come down to this retake. They don't want to give up this early advantage. They don't want to give up this early momentum. There's the first flash out. The second one coming in soon to follow. Good blind up onto the mini pit player. They're trying to clear, but they're looking the wrong way at the wrong time. Vinny will collect, and Fur will finish it off. Imperial take the first gun round.
Wow, Imperial, great job into that round, finding the space on the A side, and only 2 players required to close it out. Well played on their side as they get their first round, like you mentioned, Mike. I mean, it looked tough at the beginning as they got pushed off, rebuffed from top mid, even with IDK holding the ground on the site proper. Once they took him down, no one else was left to support,
Here,
and the other 2 had
about,
to rotate
John.
back. Yes.
Ops out from Maluka. IDK goes
messy
down the
buy,
deagle
though.
to set it up. Yeah. They're risking a lot on this round, our TeamOne. Oh, no.
Goodness.
Non-starter there with the AWP. TRK can retrieve it at the very least. But that's a tough pill to swallow in a round where you've risked a lot.
Ugh.
It's not a gun loss, though, because they pick up the MP9
Yeah.
as well. So at least for now, it's just a life loss. Still a great start for Imperial, and that's triggered the gamble stack from TeamOne. They've gone fully into defensive A, and if Imperial continue their current lean, continue in towards the B site, open bomb site, free for the taking.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to do exactly that. I'd be surprised if they're thinking about falling back. No, they're going to go into the site. They were just waiting for the flashbang to be thrown on forward, and Vinny's just spamming away towards coffins as they do have a couple of players posted up towards alt mid and mid on the Imperial side, but as it stands, they are just waiting for rotations to come through. The other 3 on the mission to take this site, and take the site they will. It'll be a free bomb plant and likely the round over.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Well, the question is, how much does Imperial want to hunt here? Their money's certainly not stable, but maybe a poke in with a rifle or 2. See if you can't collect, see if you can't make things interesting. Might not be worth it in their eyes.
Yeah, I really don't think it is. Everyone under 1K except for chelo at 1,300. Just wait, hold your ground. Might poke. Maybe Fur has a poke here. But outside of that, just keep the guns, keep the money healthy, and build off of this round victory. That said, I mean, TeamOne with a 4-man save will walk into the next round still having a pretty potent buy-up, being able to challenge a lot better than had they gone for perhaps a hero retake. There we go, tied up 2-2.
The talisman of the roster, FNX, standing proud behind them. He's dialed in. No FNX, no major.
Sure.
So they've kept FNX on. See if they can get one.
He looks really happy.
I mean, I think that's kind of the default.
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of the default expression there. I don't think you can read too much into it. Aggression is what we can read into this round, though. TeamOne getting frisky. 2 players push down mid, and Op peering behind them as well. Mops might be about to catch Vinny with a backstab. He's got the shot. He's got the drop. But these players in alt mid are the issue. They've gone into the apartments instead, and TRK drop now means who knows which way they can turn. Fur collects, and it's suddenly gone catastrophic for TeamOne.
That was instant.
It's all fallen apart. They get the initial pick, but they're so exposed. So as soon as that first domino falls, they all do. Uh-oh. That domino held the bomb for Imperial.
Luckily,
a chance for Pesa to do something here, John.
Luckily, it rolls forward and not backward, because if it rolls backwards, then Pace has control of the bomb, and it gets a lot tougher. But because it goes forwards, then it's an easy pickup for Imperial, and they get the plant, and the round is safe.
All good.
Yeah.
All good. Couple rounds of loss bonus built up. Will that be enough for an investment in the next? Probably. I believe so. And I think Pace for surviving means they could even get the AWP, right? Math? Maybe wrong.
I think that's a little off.
Yeah. No, I'm a little ambitious with my estimation.
I'm trying to see.
Should be 1900, right? No,
a little more than that.
Should be 24.
24.
Yeah.
Oh, now he does. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're good.
No, he already did.
He did.
Maybe. Don't worry about it. Math's hard. Never do it live.
You got yourself into that one, Mike.
Pesa lives in the kitchen. He's gotten himself into a saving spot. A lot of things you can save in the kitchen. Food for too long till it molds. Canned goods. Those tend to keep nicely, John. I don't know why this is the tangent I chose to go on.
I don't know either. I was trying to see where
last
you were
couple
going.
of rounds have been a little... I mean, that one started exciting.
Yeah.
They got deflating real quick for TeamOne.
I mean, they just got completely taken apart in less than 10 seconds, so yeah. The
CS
classic.
is on the monitor.
Oh, the classic menu. Oh my gosh, that brings back so many memories.
What? It's like a 1 in 89 chance or something that it appears. That menu on the PC in apartments.
1.6 menu. Back
John's having a nostalgia trip.
Before Steam existed, logging into one servers with one IDs, man. Oh my god.
John's got visions of old Counter-Strike, camper vans, tie-dye shirts.
I don't know about those last two, but definitely some memories coming back there when you see that menu. But jumping into the action here. Round number 6, and Vinny's already gained all the space up Banana. He's got 2 players on his flank as well. And TeamOne giving it to them. They don't have the utility to fight an extended battle here on Banana, so they're just going to have to give the space and hope that they can win the fights as Imperial comes on in. And they've got a double-pronged attack here. A couple of players towards the A site. Maybe they're going to peek out and try to make some noise and draw attention before the actual hit comes towards the B site.
They've held the rotators. They've held it effectively, kept the player towards Arch. And they're not going to pounce on this. They're not going to make a move. Smoke in their face, coaxes them back. They work the safe presence instead. And look, I mean, it has pulled the rotator. IDK is over to support B. The question is, what can the op do? Maluk peering down. He's porch side this time. They're going to peek. He's spotted. He's collected on the first. Can he stay alive? No, certainly not. Rotation needs to come in here, but they'll have to push down Banana instead of going for the quick rotate. It's TRK who holds the line, drops the bomb, adjusts, runs out of bullets, or he would have had another. Fur limping by the grace of a decreased magazine. We'll be able to get this bomb planted. Chelo in the pit's going to be the key piece to this defense, and Fur will slink back to join him. What's the utility like for TeamOne? It's dire. There's none.
Not good.
To be exact, it's going to have to be the guns, and these pit positions become so strong when there's no nades to clear them out, when there's flashbangs to harass, to enable a peek, a pop, a check. Need to get on towards that bomb. So, TeamOne will accelerate. They'll peer on in. I think there may have been a spot on the pit player. Now they certainly know, but do they expect Fur as well? They've seen him, and it doesn't matter. Fur takes the initiative, secures the round. A massive play. 4 big kills in it.
2 frags to open things up for the squad in a dire situation. Then he gets the last 2 first on the player trying to get onto the site proper, then looks up and finds the second. As one was trying to get behind him, but he was not going to go down in that round. A 4K found. He has jumped his way to the top of the scoreboard with 8 frags and given his team a 4th here on T side of Inferno. So the defensive woes starting to rear their ugly heads here for TeamOne. Bolts already going to be pushing up towards mid. Utility being tossed. A utility battle, very classic here on Inferno, does get underway, and it looks like neither team's really going to win it. Perhaps TeamOne are gaining more space. The nade doesn't connect for much damage. Vinny only down to 91. And TeamOne are very light in hardware this time. No rifles, but Pesa's going to get the first onto Vinny. Can't get the upgrade, and he's kind of trapped here thanks to that Molotov. Malps is trying to support and spam through the smoke to ensure that his teammate can stay alive, and it's working so far, and now maybe they can recover the gun.
The question is Chelo coming out of the balcony. He needs to be in coordination with his teammates because right now there's a lot of pistols looking his way. They'll actually pull off the angle. They were waiting for the uppercut from the hay cart. But with the advantage, TeamOne actually fall back a bit. Trying to buy time instead. The smoke will allow it to them.
TRK's dead.
Players moving up short instead. Good flashbang on it.
No way.
They live. They're buying more time. 50 seconds. Time starting to become an issue. Fur taking a lot of damage through that cart. He'll be rebuffed. Look at the health. Fallen.
How?
Fur. It doesn't matter if it's a pistol or a rifle when you've got this low of HP. Chelo will at least get them something, but with 3 players here with no presence towards B, Imperial, it's one-dimensional on this threat. Mobs trades one out. Fallen brings him down. Advantage finally found, and well, here's the clean-up crew. 25 seconds, not a lot to spare, but now just Pesa. 12 points of health. He's the one who opened things up for TeamOne, but his comrades could not bring it across the line. And at this point, Pace is just going to go try and find a gun and take it into the next round.
Wow, that got a little bit scary for Imperial. You talked about the low HP on their side, but also TeamOne had 3 players of the 5 below 20, and that's really what ended up costing them, as Imperial, Fallen in particular, doing the damage. So, 5th round found. Pesa, well, he gets out of this with an op. That's pretty good.
It's something to find.
Yeah.
An op to toss over to his captain to share the wealth here. Share the love. But they're going to need some wealth. They're going to need some love. They're going to need some hope on the TeamOne side, and this could be the round to deliver it.
Need a
That one
spark.
got a little scary, a little hairy, but it has been a while since you could get that excited for this TeamOne squad. Mirage sort of turned into a bit of a sizzler for them at the end. Now they need it to bring it back to a boil.
Yeah, Imperial
Timeout to add some heat here.
Yeah, Imperial took control at the end of that first map, and now they're trying to do the same here on Inferno. I think a critical round coming through for the TeamOne side, as they will have a full-on buy-up, but their economy is going to have to go down pretty low to support this buy-up. And yeah, everyone's likely going to be below the $1,000 mark. That said, they have the full loss bonus, so that will help. But on CT side, it's not as impactful as T side.
Got to smash the porcelain pig, collect those quarters, and get what you can. And it's pretty dang good. They got everything. They got everything.
Yeah, they do.
And this is where we see CT sides sometimes start to spread their wings and fly. Imperial, though, looking to clip those feathers.
You believe you can fly, Mike?
Do I believe I can fly? No, fortunately not, because I can't. And physics would quickly remind me of the gravity of that situation. Presence in the apartments early. Chelo's had a lot of success just kind of walking right up to this line, and this time he's going to press it, see how far he can get. Turns out that was too far. TRK punishes. Chelo wanted to see, wanted to push the boundaries, see what they'd give him for free. Not going to happen.
No, not at all. And now Imperial going to have to work a man down and almost 2 men down with Fur on life support at 28 HP. 108 on the clock, and they are posturing towards the B site quite heavily. Still a decent chunk of utility for them to work with, and they're going to toss some of that on over. There's the smoke for the cross. Haven't yet fully committed towards taking the B site, and Pesa is waiting here on coffins. This could just be an attempted distraction here with that smoke toss. You see some guns being traded over. Or perhaps that was just utility, Mike.
Perhaps indeed.
Either way.
Mayhaps. It's going to be the B take. Player boosted up on top of new box. Is there a Molotov for this? There's 3, to be exact. But there's also a CT molly through, and with 30 seconds left, time starts to become a major issue. IDK's floated, and with utility starting to come in, IDK is going to start to close the gap. It's all about these first hits. Pesa finds one. He sacrifices himself to the flames, but he does get the kill, and that's so important. Now they're double checking the cross. Malbs keeps it alive. It's IDK actually to take both. This round's over. Fur nowhere close to being in position to influence this round. Time will expire. Fur will back away. And TeamOne, off of that timeout, will find their third. He's going to get into the pond. He's going to get it in. It's making a wish.
I don't think you can.
It's been rejected. One of these days it will go through. And in that moment, all of Fur's dreams will be answered. The genie of the creek will rise out and speak to him.
TeamOne's wishes were answered in that round at the very least, as they had a very nice setup on that attempted B take by Imperial. A good crossfire. IDK had a smoke fade to his advantage. And I mean, Pesa, like you mentioned, sacrificed himself to the fire and the flames, ended up getting a frag before he went down, but it was enough because TeamOne had the support there on the site to ensure that Imperial would not be able to take much of a step further. So, round number 9. There's Fur, as always, on the front lines, looking for the entry. And he's likely going to walk through Boiler quickly here. They want to perhaps up the pace in this round as they've been waiting down to the final seconds quite a bit. And there they go. They're already into bracket. Fur and Falling getting control. Molotov surrounding them. One of them theirs, one of them TeamOne's. And there's going to be another one tossed on for it to try and keep Imperial at bay. And IDK's going for the boost over the top of the smoke. It's a perfect setup to deny Fallen here. And no, they fall off of it right when Fallen is spotted. So he's able to at least get some information.
Prime missed opportunity there. But they'll adjust. They'll change up the look. The aggression came one way. Now they try and throw the left hook from the other. And they've got the line! Oh my goodness. IDK nearly taking a second as well. So much damage done. They've been thrown into disarray. The double push, the collapse there from Maluk. He delivers another for his team, and a third body drops all onto Vinny now, flying out the balcony. Desperation sets in, and TeamOne, this time they stabilize. This time the numbers stay up. This defense is getting their feet under them.
Finally, Maluk getting activated again. It's been a few rounds. He's been very, very quiet, but that Colat powered him forward. He gets the third with the 5-7. Just a great shot, and obviously they're lining up for him, but still, that is a 4th round picked up, and TeamOne continue to fight here. not letting Imperial gain the momentum that they were hoping for, and now they're on to pistols.
Remember the last time we had a hero rifle come out? That time it was 2, to be fair.
Yes.
But it did propel Imperial back into the action, so...
It was Fur who got the damage done, though, with that AK.
We know what Fur can do.
Yes.
And he's going to try and deliver once more.
Oh, missed shot.
That shot fully blinded up. Maluk's not going to hit it. He's going to have to back away. Damage done, but it's up to the rifle to see it all the way through, and IDK is good for it. 4 quick kills, knocking the pins all down. He bowled a strike here, and he'll try and find just a little bit of a gap to maybe get a bomb plant, but TRK is not giving him anything just yet. Here comes the peek. Here comes the check. There goes the bolt.
The plant.
Oh, he's looking for the round. He doesn't just want the plant money. He's wary of the util, and the Molotov forces him out. The nades chase, and he misses his window of opportunity. A valiant effort there for bolts, but it's not to be.
Yeah, I could have tried for the plant. Probably would have had it. I just stuck it, but I get it. You know, you want to take the fight. You want to make it a 1v2, a little more winnable, and then go for that plant. But what a play from IDK. Obviously, a lighter investment into the round from Imperial, but he shut down every single player that came his way. Timeout going to be called here by Imperial. They want to talk things over as TeamOne's mounting a little bit of a comeback.
All right, give me the speech you'd give if you were standing behind Imperial right now. What are your words of wisdom? What's your whisper in their ear?
I mean, I guess I would just say, you know, try to play your game. Don't go too quickly into TeamOne's face, right? Slow it down a little bit and try and play more of the clock. I mean, not too much though, because that's what they've been doing. They've been letting it go too low, down to the 20-second mark a couple of times, and that's cost them.
John, you came out with the first biggest coaching cliche right off the rip. Try to play your game. You're ready for coaching. You're ready to get in the server. Just start retweeting some motivational quotes, and we'll get you a job before you know it.
I never want to be a coach.
Too much pressure.
Yeah,
none of the praise.
Exactly.
All of the blame.
When things go right, it's the players doing well. When things go wrong, it's the coach.
Maluk, things are going right now. So credits on to the players.
Yeah.
Maluk is making it happen. His 13th kill in round 11 here. And denies that top banana control over. So no information early for Imperial, and the utility's good now from TeamOne to find this space. Malbs wants to take it. He's got it. The re-execute's going to come in. They're going to come his way. What does Malbs get? He gets one. The second, not quite. Fallen is low, but Malbs couldn't seal the deal. So there is at least a chance for Imperial, but an advantage, certainly not.
Imperial going to readjust here. Bananas just hasn't been working, so they're going to go back towards bracket. All 3 players are being given the space to walk up here. But look who's waiting. It's IDK, and he just came off of a 4K in that previous round. A chance to build on that even further here as Fur is just going to walk it. He's trying to bait out a shot, and it doesn't really work as IDK tucks himself around the corner. There's the flashbang. IDK comes around, and he does take down chelo. It is bomb. A flashbang thrown to try and retake that position and gain firm control of said bomb. TRK around the smoke. Might spot out Fallen soon, but Fallen is just biding his time, realizing the bomb has to be recovered. IDK pushes up close and Fur punishes for not 1 but 2. 2v2, 16 seconds left. They have to try and take A, but Pesa secures the round there with the final, or second to last frag.
Fallen still lives, but he just doesn't have the time to recover and get back towards site. That's the one. Fallen will back away here. And it is going to be a lead here for TeamOne. So, TeamOne with their first lead in a very long time, John.
Yeah, I mean, they've managed to come back here. Imperial are up 5-2, but now TeamOne finally going to get back into the lead, like you mentioned. But still, I think it's an effective T side already from Imperial, right? Getting those 5 rounds, looking strong. The thing is, TeamOne have had a nice resurgence, and I mean, it's been on the back of IDK, who's been playing Moto so very well and has denied the space for Imperial to work with. Not to mention, they're also winning that utility battle towards Banana.
That they are. I mean, you look at the space that they've been able to take consistently, right? It's one of these issues when you get in some of the hamstrung runs where you don't have all the nades. Even for the T side, we see the punishment. It's the nature of Inferno. It's brutal to get these once the CTs are healthy. Once they've got everything they want. Another hero rifle. This time it's for Fallen. So everyone's getting their turn with the big gun. Everyone gets a chance to shine. We've seen it with chelo. We've seen it with Fur. And now Fallen. What can he do? Not the gun he's known for. But hey. Always time to reinvent yourself.
Surprised he's going with the AK instead of giving it to Fur, perhaps Chelo, but hey, look, we'll see what happens. Fallen, like you said, not used to working with the AK, but certainly very capable with it. Maluk misses an opportunity, could get overloaded, but no, IDK supports so very well. Maluk is able to strike back for one, and then IDK farming away. Another 3-kill plus round comes through, but Bolt is at least as good for a couple back, and that makes it a 1v2. Bomb is dropped at the feet of TeamOne, which is the problem, though.
Yeah. Gonna be tough to recover that one. Ain't even a chase. Bolt has to be careful. Artillery strike could be it. Minute to work with, though. He's got some time. Can get creative, creeping into the apartments. Opting for a little bit more mobility. And if he comes out the back, actually, they may not be looking for this. The peek around the hay cart. Maluk with the scope. There's only so many ways he can watch, but he quickly realized, yeah, that might be the one spot I really do need to watch. Oh, no, timing. Bolts is out. Don't think he was close enough for that audio cue to go over. Maluk creeping forward, readjusting his angle just in the nick of time. This is working out now. Here comes the check. There's the shot. TeamOne secure it, and they're building these rounds in. We saw it in the Infinity game, right? They took a 10-5 defensive half. It still wound up being 16-14. They need these rounds here in the first. They need every bit of defensive advantage they can, because once that half switch, oh, it's going to get risky.
Yeah, I mean, their win percentage drops dramatically on the T side. On CT side, 59.1%, T side, 44.6%. So they need as many rounds as possible here on CT side to give them a fighting chance when they switch those sides. Here we go, though. Bolts looking to work some magic potentially here around Banana, but as it stands, once more, TeamOne get that deep smoke thrown, and Imperial this time not really challenging too much. There's another flash thrown, but Bolt, as soon as he peeks around the corner, eats some damage and goes down to 28. So Imperial not finding the early success just yet.
A lot of time put into this one. Seconds dripping off the clock here. 40 to be exact. They'll start to move some presence in towards Banana. Different look for TeamOne, not giving them the aggression, holding onto their nades a lot longer here. That seems to have stymied Imperial. They are again working his presence in apartments. The timing from Maluk. He peels off the angle, but did he get the spot? Because he's got teammates close at hand, and Boiler, there it is. That's the payoff. That's the deliverance. That's what they were hoping for. So apartments claimed, Chelo shut down. And now Imperial down a man. They haven't really found a lot to show for it. They'll leave one top Banana. Here comes the move.
Yeah.
The player Boiler could be everything. And TRK, he gets caught in an awkward angle trying to get information, John. Now the gates are open. The chance is in. But Maluk, he wants to shut the gates behind him. He wants to lock them out, bar them from the site, prevent this from coming through.
Got a good spot.
Fur might have the backstab. He's made the noise. He just wants to pull the off the angle. They don't trust it. They don't believe it. And there comes the kill. It's down to the 2v2. It's into the mess. The bomb will be planted. Utility here for IDK. No, denied. It's denied. No time. No time. That's the round, John.
Oh, can Vinny get... No, he couldn't chase it down. Wow, what a great time for Pace to strike through, and he actually does lose his life. So no gun carried over, but it doesn't matter. TeamOne are already content with the way that one went. They take the 8th, and now we'll have a lead heading into the second half, guaranteed. 2 remain here, and TeamOne would like nothing more than to hit double digits. Make this a 10-5 scoreline, but Imperial, other plans. They've got that full loss bonus that they're building off of. 2 Galils, 3 AKs coming through, and a decent amount of utility. Maluk going for the early peek here towards mid. Flashbang thrown. He takes a shot in the dark, and it does not connect. So now Imperial are going to battle towards Banana. Flash is being thrown. Molotov wants a peek, and he gets punished the minute he shows his shoulder. And Vinny finds Pesadelo. B site has been vacated, and Imperial will be able to walk on forward. Smoke going to get tossed eventually here, and it'll guys off the advance as IDK is just looking to push his way into coffins.
The nades do buy them a little bit of time. That Molotov might set up IDK for a peek. He's hoping to grab the plant, but that's not to be. And now a second salvo of utility should just about guarantee this plant. Players still on the A side of the map as well for Imperial. They want to keep this save from happening. Whoa, that's a little shaky. But TeamOne will find the kill they need to be able to withdraw. The next hurdle, Fur. Fur would like to deny some guns here. TeamOne's money is not great considering the round of run they've had. Oh, and Fur will take it from bad to worse. The second shot, just on point. TRK living in the pit. He'll just dig in, John.
Oh, they're going to chase this. There's no question on Imperial's side. They know how fragile the economy has to be for TeamOne. So you see, Fur hanging around, knows exactly where TRK is going to be now after seeing that smoke get tossed, and Fur finds the last one. A 3K on the round, all on the attempted save from TeamOne. Wow. That hurts so much.
A relentless hunter, this man. A relentless hunter. Nothing to take through. And considering this run of rounds, I mean, it's been 5 in a row for actually substantially more than 5 in a row. 7 in a row for TeamOne. And they got no money, John. They got no money. Yeah. Where'd the cash go?
It's been some tight Counter-Strike. A lot of casualties round after round. If you'll recall, even that previous round, no one survives, right? And now, same thing. So it's just having a big impact on that economy heading to the 15th and final round of play. Imperial will have a significant edge, and look at the way this opened up. Bolts and Vinny tag teaming in order to get rid of everyone that stood in their way.
Fist bumps.
Yeah.
We just ruined them financially.
The buy-up is just awful, man.
But an injection of hope. The pistols can do a lot on this map. We've seen it many a time. And for TeamOne, they're hoping this will be another one to add into the history books. A 9-6 would be a miracle at this point. Might just be their salvation.
I don't know if 8's enough, Mike, for TeamOne. I don't know. It's going to be a very tough battle heading into the second half. Let's hope, like you said, that they can find some magic here and get a 9th, at least for their sake. Fallen has other plans. Looking to make this as close as it could possibly be with a 7th round victory. There's the Molotov to push Pesa back off the angle from Banana, but Imperial want to try and push both sites. They got a couple of players at top mid, 2 at that Banana position. Now the hit becomes clear. It will be towards A.
Or do they want to split, John? There's options still.
They could.
There's 50 seconds. That's a nice kill. Vinny just getting caught in the Molotov. He's burning. Bolt at least will get a trade, a pound of flesh, but I think T1's probably okay with that exchange rate.
I think that off of that, though, Imperial are going to go for a pincer attack towards the B site.
They've got all the space back in towards spawn. This is hugely valuable. Every step that chelo takes, that's more information. For not grouping with him is surprising. He's sticking around to control the rotations, but 25 seconds at this point, the Wolfpack needs to form up, and another smoke in is going to slow this Banana presence. Now it has to be chelo who gets activated. Well, he's revealed his presence. He hasn't found the kill. Fair's not in position, but fortunately, the cleanup comes in on site, and it will all work out. No time to spare, but a 7th round found as Imperial look to put this series away.
I can't explain. I can't explain it. I go insane when we get.
As tight as it could be, and this one half could seal the fate of TeamOne. They have to battle back with the slimmest of leads. They have to try and secure Inferno to keep their dreams of the Rio Major alive. For Imperial, meanwhile, in their storied lives, they look to write another chapter to take them one step closer to what feels like the concluding moment, the climax of what this whole project is about here, John. And it's Inferno where we might see the next chapter written. What better map for it?
Yeah, they certainly are taking the long path to writing that story, Mike. But let's get into the action here. Fur is going to go down right off the dock, and IDK getting the headshot, and that's the B site cracked open by TeamOne. They will be able to get a bomb plant. Oh, nice shot, lucky shot perhaps by Bolts through the smoke. But it doesn't stop the bomb from being planted, and Mobs responds immediately. That makes it a 4v3, and Imperial on a man disadvantage, looking to fight back in. 2-man disadvantage. Vinny makes it back to 1, 3v2. Mobs with the Glock in hand will get the headshot. Chelo down for the count. Vinny also drops. Mobs, who's been very quiet, gets a 4K.
That's what they need on the TeamOne side. The Guatemalan Deeger. He doesn't have a Deeg in this one.
No.
But he has a pistol nonetheless. Headshots are his forte, and they've been few and far between in the first half. They need it. They need it to happen here. They need this energy.
I think you only had
activated.
6 frags in that first half, Mike. Not much at all coming through from Mobs. And the thing is, he's the player that they're relying on to make some space and go for those entries, but he has below a 35% success rate on the attempted entries, so they need him to reactivate here.
Not they do indeed. Fallen with a scout could deal some serious damage, smoking a bloom in his face, but he wants to get ahead of it. Wants another crack at this. Utility will force him back. Still 2 players in sight. They could make this risky. They could make this risky. The rifles are up on the force buy. You can only see these in the second round. Famai here to play. The flashbang good. The execution, well, it only nets them 1. So now Fallen's come into the fray, come into the fight, and he's the next one to falter. One after another. They're all dropping. The site's been cleaned out. And with that, the bomb will go down. You'd imagine Chelo might consider saving this gun, and indeed, that has been the call.
It is so good for TeamOne to start off on the right foot on their T side because, you know, I talked about it in that first half. Feel like 8 may not be enough for them to get over the finish line here on Inferno because of how they have struggled on their T side to get those rounds on the board. But because they get the first 2, they get to double digits, and they get a bit of a psychological edge for themselves.
Reminder, they did win the first half pistol, though.
They did.
Didn't necessarily translate once the guns came out. Here, though, at the very least, Imperial selling out in this one might mean it takes a little bit longer to get those rifles up, to get it healthy. And we know how rough a CT side can get. Imperial like a hero rifle occasionally. They don't always go super conservatively on that eco. That's a path to build a lead here for TeamOne.
Thought Fair might have a chance there, honestly, Mike, once he got that opener. But IDK, who has been the best performer for TeamOne throughout this BO3, 24 in the first map, already up to 19 here, has been the catalyst so far on their T side. And looking at Imperial, obviously off the force by not getting anything, are onto an eco here. At least a save Tomas being brought on forward, but most of their presence right now leaning towards that B site. Oh, look at those nades sail through. Chelo almost goes down. He has to walk away from that Molotov unless he burn alive, and he will at least get to safety. But Bolt's exposed with a smoke in his hands. Mulb sprays away, cannot connect to punish. So Bolt's hugs the half wall.
Timely utility there from Bolts. Had to put that down or he was a dead man, and he knew it. He knew it. So he's able to withdraw. He's able to get out of there, and with that util, having shown some heavier presence towards that side, they're going to gamble stack the other and hope that that was enough to convince TeamOne B is not where they want to strike. Pesa. Maintain presence here. They'll keep options open. It's the classic Inferno play. Establish presence, top banana. Establish presence, bracket. Rinse, repeat. And here comes the stack back the other way. Okay. They're shifting the look. Our Imperial, not having taken that A presence, not having seen it.
Yeah.
They'll just leave Vinny alone. Non-committal is the way I would describe this defense from Imperial at the moment.
Indeed.
And Fallen, I think, just jumped to give the audio cue so he could flow back over. He's really hoping they're going to push in towards B. So that is a long rotate just to make one jump and slink away. But here's going to come the hit. It hasn't worked.
No, decidedly not.
Tried to erect some false pretenses, but it's going to be Vinny instead to get a kill and slip into the apartments. That's huge. If he stays alive here, he keeps the doubt in their mind. He allows time for his teammates to rotate in. The bomb's gone in the pit. That's not where they want it to be. Uh-oh. Time to get that bomb planted. 10 seconds. No time to spare. And now the retake. It's going to be swift, but Fur ripped away from the server, and one by one they're falling now. The retake ineffective. Not the firepower nor the utility available to really make this a real threat. And at this point,
just get the AK. Yep.
Yeah, they're getting out of there.
I think Bolt should be able to grab the FAMAS as well. He's just being very cautious about it, perhaps.
He might try and make the pit play.
Yeah, I mean, he
right
didn't invest much into the round, so why not make a bit of a play here towards the end and try to do some damage. Eventually, they are going to flood towards mid, and there it is. Bolts finds one onto TRK. Maybe the second. Maluk needs to get the heck out of here. And eventually he does. And, well, good job by Bolts. He can't upgrade his gun yet. Maybe he gets it. No.
This is something that has plagued TeamOne, though, in a lot of their rifle rounds, right? In a lot of their anti-ecos. Not necessarily dropping the anti-ecos, but losing a few bodies when the round's already done. That's something that Imperial's been really effective at doing. Hunting down the guns, keeping them from building up the economy. We saw it in the first half, where after a 7-round run, 6-round run, math's hard, they ultimately couldn't build beyond it. They didn't have any money to spare. As soon as they lost a round, it was all over. And it's been a problem for TeamOne. It continues to be. We'll see. It's time to keep 3 alive. It's all good. But Imperial, they got the rifle. No op just yet. But the good shooters.
Yeah, I mean, TeamOne's economy is actually, it's not too bad, right? You have actually pretty good for IDK, Pesa, and TRK, just Maluk and Mobs who are struggling a little bit in that regard. But it should be okay, especially on that T side. Didn't get punished too much by the pistols of Imperial in the previous round, but now 4 A1Ss and the AK going to be coming through on the defensive end, and Pace along with TRK are getting stuck here potentially in the crosshairs of Vinny, and now chelo comes out to punish. Pace and TRK go down. Malbs gets one response. He needs a second to even out the numbers and can't find it just yet. TeamOne taking a step back and moving away from the site for now. No, IDK tries to hunt a little bit further, and Fair will take him down. That one is just very difficult for TeamOne to work out of now.
That was a massive dagger, and first, having seen that presence, he shifts back over, right? He has the read here. He knows they were withdrawing out of mid. They were getting out of that space. That means B is likely the object, but it's all going to be about Fur. He's been incredible. He's been incredible. He's up towards the coffins. He's got another. Such a nightmare to deal with. Bolts is going to try and go through the smoke to make the unpredictable play, but turns out Bolts, well, he was ready for it. It turns out when you're on this team, when you've got Fur as a teammate, you might be used to players occasionally pushing a little smoke.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man, another great reposition coming through from Fair, denying the space, and of course, Bolt's there to support. This is what started it all, though. chelo spotting out 2 players from the site proper, making sure that TeamOne had to readjust, had to think about what they would need to do, had to respond to that, and then afterwards, I think IDK just hunted a little too long. He didn't need to hang around mid, could have gone with his teammates towards the B site, and it would have been way more impactful than just dying for nothing in that situation.
Looking to pick up the pace as TeamOne. They were looking to get a little frisky with that, but heavy utility from the CTs, well, they've been denied. A little nade trade there. Just a little swapsy doodle. Means that Bolts and Pesa are both feeling a little rough. But it's going to be about chelo. Oh, it's going to be above Vinny once again. Last time chelo rebuffed them massively as they tried to get around short. Can he do it again?
Yeah. Well, he will be tested, it seems, once more. As TeamOne, we talked about the money being a little off balance previously, and that means that they have 3 AKs but 2 pistols on Maluk and Malbs. Malbs is very solid with that deagle, and TRK delivers the opener and the second. That is both players on the A side down, and Imperial don't have anyone else nearby. This might already be a save call.
It is. They're not adjusting. They're not rotating. The money's not built up to the extent that they can really give this a look, and even with it not being a massive lead. So for TeamOne, this is a blessing.
Yeah.
They'll be able to get a gun picked up on the Maluk. They'll be able to reinforce here, and with a shakier buy, TeamOne keep things in their advantage. That is a big find to isolate out the CT round. Pressure on for Imperial. They make the conservative call. It's the expected call here on Inferno, right? Your money's not built up. Your loss bonus is going to be a little weird. You won that first gun round, immediately lost the following. Give yourselves as many rounds with the guns.
Yeah, and it should be a full buy-up again for Imperial, so chance to crack back on that scoreboard. But 12-8 for TeamOne. This T side is looking more potent than expected, at least in the early goings. We'll see how they stand the test of another full-on buy-up coming through from Imperial, but it's TRK. I mean, wow, those two entries, unreal.
You know, I have a question. So the new TeamOne jersey
Yes.
has all the player signatures on it.
Uh-huh.
Do you think those would be our sticker signatures if those... They've already submitted them at this point.
I mean, they already exist, so I wouldn't see why not.
That's interesting. That's an interesting maneuver. Now, that's getting way ahead of ourselves. There's a lot of CS to be played even in this matchup to try and keep their hopes alive. Just a thought that occurred to me.
Yeah.
If you like the look of that jersey, maybe you should be cheering for TeamOne. If you like the look of some more Imperial stickers, though.
Do like that green.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good.
I mean, on stickers. The glitter in the hollows. Very nice. Very nice.
John's a skin guy. Likes to buy the stickers and then never look at them again.
I collect them. I invest.
Flashbang going to come through here. Bolts is going to be under major pressure. He's got one Molotov to try and slow this down. If he just gets his bell rung before dropping it, oh, he does get it down, but he's down. He tries to swing. That was ill-advised. The Molly didn't actually cover things off, so they're going to pressure through. Pesa at least is past. His teammates will be slow, and that might give time for the rotate, but the question is, does Fur want to go through? Here's the flashbang. He's in. He's in. He's down. He's done. Another one will come through. Does this flash clear? Oh, it catches chelo, and that's disastrous. A prime opportunity there for chelo. Could have gotten a multi-kill. Instead, it ends the round. The save called for Imperial. 13 on the board for TeamOne. This is getting shaky. Much was made about the weaker T sides for TeamOne by us, to be fair. But right now, they are hitting. They are fighting, and they are punishing every mistake that Imperial make.
Well, IDK is trying to at least make the round expensive there as IDK goes down.
Pressure on for Imperial, though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously TeamOne are going to try and chase a little bit. They got some money in the bank, especially TRK, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him spearheading this attempted punish.
Our decider, if we do get to it, Overpass. A pretty good map for TeamOne.
Yeah.
A pretty good map for Imperial as well.
I mean, they've only lost once. And I did mention this at the beginning of the BO3 that the stats can be a little misleading for Team1 because they've been playing so much Counter-Strike, but at the Tier 2 level. And yes, they're 10-1 over the last 3 months, but you look at the competition, not exactly at the highest that you would perhaps expect. Although there is Nouns there 3 times. They beat them 3 times, and we saw what they can do so far here.
Hey, Nouns into the two games. Woo!
Yeah.
Living to fight another day.
I'm impressed, honestly, given the fact that they don't usually come to Europe, right? So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're getting into another team here, but it is hugely encouraging to see players who are in their first stint overseas.
Yeah.
First ever for, I think, everyone on that team not named Memphis.
Yeah, just the coach.
Good to see.
Yeah.
But if you're a TeamOne fan, this is great to see. Holy cow, you got a 5-round lead. The money is precarious for Imperial. It's triggered a lot of saves in the last few. And Imperial are running out of rounds to actually make this happen. Just 1-1 since the swap. They got to be feeling the heat now. These initial picks have been shaky for them. Fur and Bolt's going to try and create something over towards Banana, but, well, I mean, Bolt's has already dumped his nades. There's not that much to work with here.
Yeah, and I think one key, Malbs, he has been good on those entries, in particular towards Banana, so having him activated is helping TeamOne so very much. Smoke lands in the face of Vinny. He tosses a Molotov simultaneously towards top mid to keep himself safe for a little bit longer. Bolt's going to be tossing a ton of util here at Banana, and in fact, well, that's where most of the TeamOne players are headed. 4 of them charging in his direction. The thing about Bolt's is, sorry, Mike, the thing about Bolt's is that he's been a little too aggressive towards Banana previously, and he's the anchor. No one else is here, so he has to be more careful with the way he plays this.
I think TeamOne has figured this out, right? I mean, that was Bolts even throwing Furs nades in those last few, but that's 2 belts of utility now depleted. The rotation is coming in. Vinny coming in to support alongside Fur this time. So Imperial had made the adjustment. They brought the presence over, but this is the Achilles heel that TeamOne have recognized. Problem is this time, well, the heel strengthened. They're wearing an ankle brace. And okay, Mobs gets 1. The entry is there. Vinny and Bolts, though, with the answer. Space taken, but the kill's not found this time. Can TeamOne crack through? They'll reinforce the smoke. They're rotating off.
Are they going to fall off?
IDK's heard it. He's heard it. He knows they've rotated out of A, and now IDK has control of the line.
Goodness.
This is a ballsy call, but IDK's making it with full confidence, and he's about to collect. And with that rotation back in, with that being Chelo, he knows. Chelo's off and up on the balcony. If he's gone, everybody's gone. This bomb's going down in a 3-on-3 on the retake. Do Imperial want to bet on this round?
It's going to be tough. They have 3 pieces of utility, a flash of smoke, and an incendiary, but oof, money's not good.
They answer back in that nade on towards Fallen. He knows there's a player deep pit, but he can't get the shot. He can't get the kill. They're all working together. They are going to gamble out of the lineup. 1 bullet, 2 kills. Pesadelo, the collat with an AK, and Fallen. He'll just back away. No way he can test this now. Pesadelo has just locked down round 14. Imperial have gone silent. They've gone quiet. And Fallen might not even make it out of this. They're hunting. They're chasing. He knows. They knows they're at their backs. Pesadelo won't find it. And Fallen goes down. The op is lost. Nothing saved through.
I'm shocked, Mike. That's unbelievable for TeamOne. I mean, Pace, they line up for him, but he hits the shots. And no op as well at the end. I'm surprised Fallen felt like he was safe in that position, but it wasn't a safe spot for him to tuck in at all. Probably should have tried to peek around. Maybe
Rock in a hard place, man.
Either way,
Rock in a hard place.
Exactly. It's not an easy position to be in.
Look at this call from Imperial. They're going for the half buy here. They recognize that without the op, without all the nades, this is going to be a tough one. So they'll opt to have a perfect gun round to fight for overtime if they can't do it here with the limited guns. TeamOne have come out the gates screaming in this second half, and they've never relented. They taste blood now, and, well, they want a 3rd map.
I don't know how Imperial has to be feeling at this point, because going on to map number 3 is likely what the least of their expectations, so to speak, because they had a really good half in that first half here on Inferno, jumping on to the CT side, their stronger side, TeamOne going to their considerably weaker T side, but still, TeamOne have outperformed themselves, and now the half buy is going to have to yield something for Imperial. Otherwise, this one could likely be curtains.
One of the difference makers here as well has been Mobs warming up. We criticized him a lot in the first half, and well, now he has started to deliver. Fallen's ahead of this. Oh, he's going to get one that drops the bomb forward. They need to recover it. Fallen with just the deagle. He's finally making his presence felt. He's gone silent in the meantime.
Did they see
attack this Bruce? They're close enough to the smoke that it's all going to be about the fade. They give it up beforehand. Don't want to get caught. Don't want to give up too if someone's watching. But look at this deep setup. The SMGs. They've got a pincer. They've got a crossfire. And they've even got a Molotov in reserve. This is going to be the move. The audio cues will have been heard first. He's deleted, though. They expect the second. No, the lineup for Bolts. He makes it a little bit risky here. Advantage still for Imperial. This bomb's headed towards B. That's likely going down. Not a whole lot that can be done.
What a
Fallen!
shot!
He disagrees. Fallen coming alive here with the deagle to try and keep Imperial fighting. Bomb planted. IDK. He's been a monster through 2 maps. And now he's going to try and close things out. Goes hunting for Fallen first, knowing that that's isolated. They're not expecting the cross. He can't zero in the kill, and Vinny's there for the trade. Imperial find a round when they needed it most. SMGs and pistols, and Fallen gets it done.
Oh my goodness. Had to be a little cleaner on the frag in order to get the second one, and it just wasn't good enough for the TeamOne side. Imperial on a half buy. Make it happen, and life has been breathed back into them. They have the economy built up. They can buy up whatever they like. And over on the TeamOne side, because each round has been pretty costly, I mean, they will be able to get a full-on buy up here, but the loss bonus is not good. Should they lose another one here, they'll likely be on an eco, and this is Imperial's path back into this match. TeamOne doing what they shouldn't have and giving Imperial some life here.
This is the round. This is the moment. Map point is what TeamOne seeks. Imperial They don't want to Inferno go just yet. And now they've got the nades. Yep. Now they got the mollies, the guns as well. But it's the AWP that needs to have impact. Fallen has struggled to find these opening picks, but this time he maybe served an opportunity towards Boiler. Rotates off just as the peak was coming through. He'll dodge the flashbang. Whoa, nearly gets caught with a util. They're funneling forward. Here comes the flashes, but it's chelo to hold the line. Kill's coming back the other way. Chelo and Fallen locking this down. And chelo, the rifle is strong. The rifle is powerful.
Wow.
And they finish things off clean for Imperial. No more concerns about the economy here, John. They'll have a chance to make this map happen.
Yeah, finally a clean round coming through on the CT side for Imperial. What a shutdown towards lane. No one could move forward. And as I mentioned earlier, TeamOne, that was their bank account being fully invested into the round. They will need to go on an eco now. Pistols only, a P250, a Glock, a Molotov, and a smoke, along with another deagle on TRK. But we'll see if it pans out for them. It looks like they want to favor splitting up for the time being. Fallen gets the first, but there's Malls. We talked about how lethal his deal can be. It only rings true for one, though, as chelo trades him out.
He wasn't expecting a second player to be here. Certainly not chelo. When there's been a second, it's usually been Fur, but they've changed this around. They've shifted the player's presence to try and give a different look, and that catches TeamOne off guard. TRK will keep this round interesting, though. This is still possible. Players are very isolated. Deagles could rip. IDK with just a Glock. Don't imagine he's going to be the one to get it through. And he's just giving up a little bit of information on Vinny. The audio cue certainly heard. But Vinny knows it's all on his shoulders. And I think they're trying to bait a response.
Yeah.
Deagle getting close. What is TRK going to get? He has to open this. He's got an AK now.
Yeah, AK in hand.
They're not checking for this. They're not checking for this. Now they see it, and there's the shot, and there's the bomb plant. John, this could be the difference maker. Dancing around, the bomb decided to risk it. That could have been disaster, but still the plant will come through, and now TRK holds the line. But IDK, just the Glock at the end. That's not happening. Not here, not now. Chelo, the backstop.
Wow, chelo saving the day for Imperial. What a close call for them on the defensive side. And I mean, as I mentioned before, not much invested into the round from TeamOne, so that's pretty successful for them. They still have the lead, 3 rounds ahead here. But man, would that have been great if they could have pulled off the victory as well and put the stranglehold on Inferno. Instead, they're just going to have to settle for doing the economic damage to Imperial and, of course, being able to get a stronger buy up here thanks to that bomb plant.
A moment at the beginning of this one. The Fallen now. For a little look-see. They've shifted the op over towards top banana. We haven't seen a lot of this. Fallen might be forced forward, but it's Molotov. Oh, he's caught. Uh-oh.
That's maybe problematic.
Little lack of comfort there, catching him off guard. Didn't have the feel for the pace of the utility coming out. And, well, there's still a defense here. Losing Fallen early. It's a big problem.
TeamOne backing off of it, though, so choosing to move forward towards mid and alt mid instead of pursuing that hit towards the B site. For readjusting himself, and this is a good read from Imperial, sending all the forces off of that B site, as they've been apt to do, and leaving bolts to his own devices, anchoring down that site.
They'll take the space at brackets. The player rocks. This could be a bit tricky, but chelo's there to keep Vinny safe. Or Vinny, rather, for chelo. Whichever the role, it's working out, and now it's all falling to IDK and Maluk on the other side. IDK trying to chase this, but he's, well, finding it. Okay. Looked like a tough spot, but IDK makes it happen. It's all on the bolts now. He's been spotted as well. The bomb will cross the plant. 30 seconds. They've got enough time to play with. IDK, though, the crack in the smoke. He just limps away from the angle and not finding that kill. Bolts will back off. He doesn't fancy it. 10 HP. He knows going through that smoke is suicide at this juncture. So Maluk and IDK make another one happen. Find map point here for TeamOne. One more round of the next 4, and we're going to overpass, John.
Oh, man, yeah. What a great play from IDK again. He has been the MVP for TeamOne. No questions asked. 50 frags over these first 2 maps, and he's helped lead TeamOne to a 15th round here. A stranglehold on map number 2. The thing is, Bolts does manage to upgrade to an op. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. They're going to be able to buy no matter what.
Are they?
Yeah, they're fine. But Bolts gets the op, and now it'll be a full-on buy-up coming through for Imperial, thanks to that save.
You sure about that?
Pretty sure.
I think there might be some limitations for the G-Set economy.
We'll see.
We're going to find out. I think that one lost rifle might actually matter here. Yeah.
Not really. Nah,
They'll
no.
be fine. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine, Mike. Don't worry about it.
But no op.
But the op saved over on the other side is extremely helpful because the economy might have been a little limited, and of course it's going to get dropped over to Fallen. Everyone else going to get the A1Ss, and there's the full util. The thing is, as mentioned, 15-11 for Team One. They have 4 opportunities to close this out and send us to overpass where they are very, very comfortable.
They are indeed.
This would be
conversation going in there.
I mean, I know we're not there yet, Mike, but
We're a long way off from there.
yeah, the thing is, just imagining a little bit forward, if Imperial go to map 3 and don't find success there, how disappointing will that be? I know we're far away.
We're way too far
We're
away.
far.
This round matters more right now. John's talking about storylines and timelines and parallel dimensions, and right now it's all about these next 2 minutes in the server. Mobs looking for a fight again with Bolts. Bolts has struggled so much to hold on to top B, but Fallen will get activated instead elsewhere. And 4 players here towards A. They are well set to receive the pressure from Team One. Heavy presence to defend this A site. Fallen going looking, but collecting some bullets in turn that might make him a bit more timid. Presence in the pit, though. Nothing to build upon that opening pick just yet.
Yeah, and a lot of space for Team One to work with here towards Arch side. They're going to get the smoke thrown at Library, and in fact, yeah, that'll clear things up. Fur is waiting, and he will strike for 1 and a second, maybe the 3rd on the docket as well. But no, he finally goes down to Pesa. 2v4, and look at this, Fallen misses the shot onto Pesa, who does manage to sneak on through. They have spotted the bomb, but he'll be able to make it to the B site. And look, it's only Bolts again there, so there's still a chance for Team One, but the flank is coming in from chelo, indeed.
Chelo's bottom banana, they have to accelerate. Bolts chases, catches it from Library. 40 seconds, there's no chance here. Imperial will buy themselves another round, and here's where that economy really starts to sting for Team One. They lost all but 1 rifle in the last. They spent it all into this, and now the bank is broken, and Imperial see the path towards overtime lit up in neon.
Alrighty, Team One. Yeah, just going to go for the pistols this time. It's going to be 3 upgrades, 2 players staying on Glocks only, but this one is getting spicy indeed as we head down to the wire here in regulation for Tosni Chili. Look at how much damage Team One has taken. Fur going to get 3 right away and maybe a 4th. No, Bolts takes care of mobs, and now it's only Pesa left. Fur hunting for another 4K and ends up going down, but it's likely Pesa who will fall next as Chelo and the rest of the squad surrounding him. That will be that 13th picked up.
A little noise coming back from the Imperial side, a little life being injected back in here. They've been quiet for so long, watching their opportunity to close the game slip away, but now they control their own destiny. They can make this happen by the strength of their crosshair, and they know it. Energy back up. They thrive in these high-pressure moments, and 2 more rounds are all that they need. But here comes the guns. No up. Key to know, some limitations on the util. It's not perfect, but Team One have opted to go in here. They don't need perfection. They just need enough to get her done. I think Pace is praying right now that that molly doesn't somehow find him. It's actually Mobs pushed up forward, but as the molly's fade, there the kill comes through, and it is Mobs who delivers. There we go. Fur out of play. The aggression on Banana pays dividends, and the trade can't come through, and now pressure back on to Team One.
Oh my goodness. So much, I mean, so much damage taken though by Mobs, but yes, he does get that opener, and Chelo's now going to be forced back here, and at the very least that Molotov will keep Imperial on this site for a little bit longer. Could even draw rotations, but no, a smoke gets tossed now, and that will likely keep Fallen tucked into Library with the big green. Bolts tosses the smoke forward, and he's going to look to perhaps jump over top of it, gain some information from Carr.
Mobs is going to play the fade. He's going to play the fade on this op. This is such a tricky angle. This is such a tough fight. And with just a Galil, the one-shot headshot won't be enough. But Fallen finds his bullet. He spots a foot just creeping out on that fade, and the shot lands. So important to find, but it is Vinny so very isolated. The moto smoke means he's a man alone, a man on an island, a man who is creating his own destiny. IDK drop, Fallen going forward into the fight, a 1v2.
He has to get the bomb back.
That's the problem, but they don't know that it's around the corner, so there's a second chance here for TRK. Is he exposed? Is he exposed? A little wide on this crack. They don't find it, though, so it doesn't matter. He's got vision on one. Information. I don't know if he spotted the second. He will now, but Chelo will show him his location via a bullet. One more round. One more round. Our production's so excited. They got wrapped up in it too. But there's one more that needs to be delivered here from Imperial to try and find overtime.
Alrighty. 30th round of play here. It's come down to this. TeamOne, one more map point to work with. It's their 4th. Will they be able to close it out here, or can Imperial pull off the comeback and force us into overtime? TRK, Maluk, and Mulbs a little hamstrung with these Galils, but Pesa and TRK will be rocking the AKs at the very least. Mulbs, who's been very good on the entries, is going to toss a flashbang for himself to move on forward, and here they come again, taking control of Banana. They know how light the presence has been for Imperial.
Bolts has gone back to retrieve more nades, but in the meantime, that leaves a vacuum, that leaves a gap here, John. The Molotov comes out, but they've got top B. Inferno's coming back to support. This could be bad. Bolts tight on. If they just flash around the corner now, he could get caught, but no. The moment passes. The massive danger is gone. And while the flashes are here, they need the kills. Mulbs gets it again. No one's in position to deny this plant. First shots don't land. And TeamOne wants to get it done here. An advantage in the post. A bomb going down. The health may not be there, but the crosshairs absolutely are. Imperial are going to deploy every nade they possibly got to try and get some of these players out early. There's kits. That's not an issue. It's about the guns on the other side. Nades in towards the back of sight. That might find them one. It's TRK, the healthy player. They do find Mob. TRK now collected, and this is working out. They're still gearing on half the timer here. But the kill's not going their way. It's all down to Pesa. He's found 2. 1v1. One more. A clutch. And Fallen takes it. One more. We're getting more rounds. Inferno's not done just yet. The storied roster of Imperial were just not ready to see Inferno go by the wayside. They've got more rounds of Counter-Strike to close this out in 2. And meanwhile, for TeamOne, it's time to correct their error of those last few rounds. They want Overpass. They've come so close to tasting a third map. It would be terrible to go home with an empty stomach now.
Oh, goodness gracious, would it ever? I mean, look, TeamOne had 4 opportunities to close it out. Momentum was in their favor, flow of play in their favor, economy as well, and they just couldn't do it. Imperial fighting back on that half by, if you recall, when it looked like TeamOne was going to get their 15th, Imperial denied, and that's when things really started to get pulled back. So, Maluk, yeah, Chunky, another nade going to come through here. Pesa going down to 58 and Mobs at 86. Bolts continues to toss utility on forward, and they're just trying to get control of Banana, or at least punish TeamOne for trying to take the space.
This has been the Achilles heel for Imperial. Mobs going for a poke again. He's got another one. He's been so good in these entries on B. This has been a revelation for TeamOne, but he will only get the one. The trade is there. It's all pressure onto the site player. It's all pressure onto Fur. And Fur thrives in these moments, but for now, he'll slink in towards the back, a smoke to secure it. And the defense will spread. TeamOne could adjust. They've got plenty of time, 50 seconds. But they don't have a ton more utility, so they're loath to give up this ground they've gained. Flashbang thrown in. Here comes the push. Fur, is he caught in rotation? No, not yet. They are pressuring in. It's the second oranges, and it's him peeled instead. The bomb will go down, a 2v4. And while Fallen will attempt to deny this, he won't be able to do so. It's Vinny, sorry, who's up on the scene. He may just want to back away. But he's not going to be allowed to. It will just be Fallen saving on the other side of the map. If you're wondering why he's saving, well, we do 10K overtime here in pursuit of the major. And it means that if you like the op, as a certain Fallen does, and you lose the first round, CT sides can get very hairy very quickly.
Yeah, I gotta hang on to the AWP, but how many times have we seen it, Mike, where the team that lost all their map points prior to the overtime win the first overtime, and probably kicking themselves saying, why couldn't we have done that before we got to this point? But
it's one of the universal laws of Counter-Strike, it feels like. You will get the round you needed to close things out. Right when it doesn't matter anymore.
Right when it's not as relevant. Oh my goodness.
CS is a mental game, man. 50% at the minimum is just in the brain power. Once you get to this level of play, it's all about belief.
Yep, mentality and strategies, obviously, because you're so close together in terms of mechanical skill.
Speaking of mechanical skill, this guy's had a lot of it oozing through today. Let's see if he can maybe rebuff some of these entries over on the other side. We're going to go for a little poke and prod, but Mobs is hungry. This time he'll get caught. Flashbang effective there. Chelo tossed it. And oh my goodness, they're taking a ton of damage back the other way. They won't know. That'll be unconfirmed, but if another HE is there, well, Bullets will confirm it with bullets. Maluk is limping. This is a rough start, but IDK wants to change their fortunes. All pressure onto Fallen, and Fallen's pushing to the pit.
This is actually really good for TeamOne because, as you mentioned, only Fallen left, and now he's gone. That's the ace side taken. They need the bomb, though. They don't have the bomb. Maluk has to get it, and he's so low. He's just not ready to push out just yet because he doesn't know what's ahead of him. They have to go back and get the bomb. All the space they've gained is for naught if they don't get it.
For it? What? I understand he's low, but at some point...
I mean, at this point, you might as well just redirect yourselves towards the B site, maybe predicting that a rotation would come through, but I don't know. I mean, you have so much base gain from IDK. He's
just trying to hold for a potential rotate down banana, but they're not going to give it to him, and now he's just out of position. IDK, that's a huge kill to find. That relieves the pressure. Another one as well. Maluk may not even be necessary at this point, as it all rests with Bolts. And Bolts may just want to back away. His gun is so valuable. He's loath to give up this round just yet, but I mean, what are the chances? What are the percentages? The bomb's now going down. It has been retrieved, and at this point, now he'll beat a retreat. He'll start to back off, desperately hoping he's just going to collect a kill through smoke, but that's not going to happen, and the money is going to be disastrous into this final round. 2 rounds off the rip here for TeamOne. They're looking to complete the flawless first half of overtime. What a way to get going on the T side, on the attacking half that so often eludes them.
Yeah, just a great job from IDK and TeamOne realizing the fact that Imperial's probably up close and personal, so they can't go and retake the site just yet. IDK holds, he finds himself a couple, and there's really nothing Bolts can do to get back in. He needs to get one early on as that bomb is planted, and it just doesn't happen, so he falls back to save the A1S. So great work from TeamOne to kick off this overtime as they find the first 2, looking to make it a third now. And Bolts, I mean, after such a great start to the round 2, so much damage was done by Imperial, but TeamOne find a way back in. They find the vulnerabilities in the defense, and TRK through the smoke and the wall gets chelo there. Wow, knows his lineups. As we move into the final round of the first half of this first overtime. Nade gonna be tossed into window. Pesadillo gets the Molotov thrown for top of banana, and we're looking at that buy-up. You talked about it, Mike. It's gonna be a little bit rougher, and indeed an MP9 and a FAMAS having to be settled for, but at least they still have the op up and running for Fallen, and he could be the first point of contact here as TeamOne are starting to threaten towards top of banana.
The last time this change of pitch came in, Fallen went looking for the pick, and well, he was punished for it. This time they'll drop the Molotov preemptively, but there's a gap for Fallen to work with in this smoke. Problem is, Imperial's rotating off, TeamOne rather, are rotating off, having seen the look. They're a bit wary that something's up. They haven't gotten the fight that they're expecting. There's the trade. It's good. Looked disastrous for a moment, but Vinny's down for one.
TeamOne.
Yeah, they've got the sight. The health is a little dire. There's only 1 HE. It's on Bolt. It's going to be a little late to rotate. If it finds TRK, the retake is certainly on, but this resmoke's going to be tough. And Fallen, 1 for 1. He found the low player. That is actually the exact opposite of who he was hoping for. Oh, IDK. This is so frisky. Right up in the smoke. He's going to risk it all. He's going to make the gamble play. That could be enough. Bolt's burning, and there's the kill he was looking for. All onto Bolt in a tough spot with just a USP, and IDK sulks through. A perfect first half of overtime. 3 rounds in a row. Another map point found. TeamOne just need one more.
IDK has just been a monster. He's taken the team on his shoulders at this point, in particular in overtime. 32 frags found. I think he paces both teams. He does. The only player above a 30 bomb here. 97 ADR as well, and 3 more opportunities for TeamOne to close this one out. They had 4 in regulation. Imperial held them off then. Can they do it again? They're jumping back to their T side now. Nade's gonna sail on through towards Banana, and Malb just spamming through that smoke, and eventually does connect onto chelo for a little bit of damage, but now he eats a nade and goes down to 30, and now chelo does go down to TRK. Fantastic opener, 5v4. Maluk is now holding for what will be an engagement with Fallen very shortly, unless he chooses to fall back, and he does. They want the more passive play now that they have the advantage.
You got the advantage. There's so much time left in the round. Let it sit. Let the utility start to develop back from the other side. Let Imperial throw a bit of a feint, a bit of a look, see what they're going to try and do. And it's very passive holds. There's a little bit of posturing here from Maluk to actually hold the short angle, but otherwise, pretty conservative. That's a nice nade.
Yes, it is.
Vinny hurting. And as we get down towards 55 seconds, Imperial will need to show us what they've got. Pace is holding the Molotov. Malb's forced into the angle. It'll be basically who's the insurance policy here. Malb's first contact, perhaps. The timing of that molly is good. That pushes them back. 40 seconds on the clock. Seeing those T smokes. Malb is going to get flashed through. He doesn't have anything. Damage done onto Fur. He was so very, very blind, but now it's about the player backside. What can you get? Pesadillo finds one, looking for more. He's got it as well, and he's bought so much time. He's let the rotations come through. They're starting to make their way up Banana. And TRK can't go ahead. IDK, rather. He has to wait for his teammates to be here. Fallen and Fur, they'll swap a roo. They'll bog down this law. But it's going to be Fallen with the gun, who's got to be the insurance here. There is an HE. You're absolutely right. If Maluk picks the right spot, Fur is done for.
And he's in a common nade spot, too, in the dark corner.
Doesn't matter. The gun will do it. It's all on the Fallen now. 1v3 to try and hold on, to try and keep them alive here, to try and keep them in this map. Another clutch for Fallen. He's trying. He's battling. He's done it once again. He's the man who pushed them through to overtime. And once again, when his number is called, Fallen delivers.
Oh my God, he made that look easy, Mike. That was unbelievable. That's such a challenging spot to hold against 3 players barreling down towards you, and he deals the first 2 blows, then has to go up against the op, which unfortunately misses its shots, at least unfortunately for TeamOne. Fortunately for Fallen, he capitalizes. Excellent spray control throughout that entire engagement, and Imperial hang on to life just barely again, fending off a 5th map point. Needs to do it 2 more times now, and Fallen's already going to take some early damage here, down to 53. Not too worse for the wear, but Vinny is still trying his hand at Banana. He wants to push up here. He knows a couple of players around this corner. Now he takes his peek, and Pesa goes down to 8, but still surviving, and a nade comes back and takes care of Pesa.
Goodbye, Pesa. That punches his ticket right out of this round, and Imperial with an advantage. Did Mop just spot an elbow? He didn't realize in time, but okay, an opportunity there not capitalized on. Had no idea they were so far forward. So pressure going to be on to Maluk. But Maluk will find one before putting up the wall of the smoke and falling back. Imperial, this engagement outside of apartments could be huge, and somehow TRK comes away with that. Looked like it was all cello all day.
It did.
So the numbers evened up now. 2 players here to defend, and the op from Maluk, we know what he could do. Oh, it's all TeamOne. They put this map away. We're getting overpassed.
Unreal. Thought Imperial would have that one after such a hard-fought regulation, getting us to overtime, but not to be. We are indeed heading to map number 3.